must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why, oh why can't my dream come true? Oh why? There must be peace and understanding sometime. Strong wind of promise that will blow away all the doubt and fear. If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining, oh heavenly one, tell me why, oh why, oh why won't that sun appear? We're lost in a cloud with too much rain. We're trapped in a world that's troubled with pain. But as long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul and fly. Deep in my heart, there's a trembling question. Still I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow. Out there in the dark, there's a beckoning candle, oh yeah. And while I can think, while I can walk, while I can stand, while I can talk, while I can dream, please let my dream come true. Right now, oh, let it come true right now. We're trapped in a world that's troubled with pain. But as long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul and fly. Deep in my heart, there's a trembling question. Still I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow. Out there in the dark, there's a beckoning candle, oh yeah. And while I can think, while I can walk, while I can stand, while I can talk, while I can dream, please let my dream come true. Right now, oh, let it come true right
What an example of the power of love.
The Jordan River stood between the Israelites and their promised land. But the same God who miraculously delivered them from the slavery of Egypt would once again make a way where there was no way. It is time for you to separate yourselves from the things of the world that hold you back from God, Joshua declared to the people of Israel, for tomorrow the Lord will do amazing wonders before your eyes. As God had been with Moses when he parted the Red Sea 40 years earlier, the Lord promised he would also be with Joshua. Inspired by this confidence, Joshua explained the plan that God had given him. "Here's what we will do," Joshua announced. "As soon as you see the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord your God being carried by the priests, follow after it." The Ark of the Covenant was important because it held the 2 stone tablets on which God had written his law, which showed his people how to live. It also held the promise of mercy and forgiveness when they failed to do what he commanded. This special golden box was the physical representation of the living God. It held the mystery and promise of a Savior. On this day, the people of God placed all their confidence and trust in him to deliver them, and God led them to the land he promised. When the priests who carried the ark approached the raging waters, they did not hesitate to step in. They were not afraid of what they saw with their eyes, because their focus was on the promise God had made them. With courage and determination, they stepped in. And God performed the most amazing miracle. God held back the waters of the Jordan River. From the moment the priests took the first steps into the troubled waters, they miraculously stopped flowing. Far up the river, at the city of Adam, the water piled high as though it were splashing up against an invisible wall. As planned, the priests stood on dry ground in the middle of the river and waited until all the people of Israel passed by. When the last of them had crossed safely, the priests followed behind. And when they reached the other side, God released the waters back into the river canyon as they had been before. God proved to Israel that there was no sea deep enough to hold them back from his promises. It was important that his people always remember how mighty and powerful their God was, so that they would have the strength and courage to trust him in the future. So God had one representative from each of the 12 tribes of Israel collect stones from the riverbed to memorialize this great event. One by one, Joshua placed each stone in a pile as he acknowledged God's power and goodness. In the future, when their children and their children's children looked at these stones, they would remember how God separated them from a painful past, how he built their faith and trust in his strength, how he brought terror and confusion to their enemies, and most importantly of all, this event held the promise of their final deliverance that would come through Jesus the Messiah.
We begin our story in 2009. Howard Ballou introduced you to Fred Burns. The Wingfield Falcon was homeless, but flew through adversity to shine at Stew Pot, on the gridiron, and in the classroom as valedictorian. One of the people in Burns' corner is Super Bowl champion Tyrone Keys.
I think what Fred has done is showed everybody that regardless of your setbacks, you can make a great comeback.
Burns has accomplished even more in the last 7 years. An engineering degree, going back to Stew Pot to donate computers, and following his dream.
So I work as a software engineer at American Airlines in Dallas, Texas, full-time. On the side, I make iPhone apps. That's my you gotta have, they say you have to have a job and a hustle, and so programming is my passion. Mr. Keys, I've been there the whole way, and he's like, you know what, Fred, we need to find a way to keep this going for the next Fred Burns, for the next person coming behind. Tyrone
paid it forward to Fred. Fred is doing the same for Jordan Jefferson. The Callaway Charger is the winner of the first Fred Burns Scholarship Award.
I played football, soccer, powerlifting, I ran track. I'm the student body vice president, National Honor Society president. I'm in a lot of organizations at school. I would say it's very comparable on how Mr. Keys did with Fred. He calls me basically every day to see how I'm doing. His father figure as well.
Like Fred, Jordan is also a valedictorian. He also decided to stay in state for college to help his home state.
Mr. Keys has helped me out with a scholarship at Jackson State, so I'll be attending Jackson State in the fall. I'll be playing football as well, and I will be major in mass communication. This city is full of talent, full of potential, especially in JPS. There's so much that can be told out there. It's very special.
A couple of weeks ago, former Jackson State University student body president Jordan Jefferson said he got a message that offered him the opportunity of a lifetime.
My mentor, Tyrone Keys, texted me last Wednesday and was like, there's an opportunity for you to dance halftime of the Super Bowl. And he's like, I need you to be here tomorrow. I was like, what?
He said after that, he got permission from his job working with Congressman Benny Thompson, hopped in his car and drove 11 hours to Tampa, not knowing what to expect.
There's a lot of sit and wait, a lot of change this move, change that move, stand here, stand there, no, I don't like you there.
Jefferson was on the field for the final act of the weekend's halftime performance. One of the many dancers wearing the white bandages over their heads.
It felt like the first day of helmets for football, but a little worse. I kind of like broke mine a little bit because my head is big to put it on, but yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
The former college football player says being on the field for the Super Bowl was amazing.
The crowd was going crazy, and the fireworks, and like saw some celebrities pass by us. I was just like, man, we're here.
He says he knows he was blessed to have the opportunity, and he never lets one pass him by.
The main part of this story is like, when the opportunity presents itself, how would you handle it? Would you be scared to take a risk, or would you just accept the opportunity and go?
I think we were just a group of guys that came together at a point in time that really loved the game and really loved each other. We had so much passion for the game and so much pride in what we did.
They were iconic.
William Perry on a 1-yard touchdown run.
They were legendary.
Mike Singletary, he read it beautifully.
They were just a ferocious unit.
We're gonna work. We're gonna run.
To the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown!
We're gonna fight.
Better get another quarterback tonight, we coming.
And when it's all said and done, we'll go to the dance.
Represented by his wife, Misty, Steve McNeil.
Chicago 6 anymore. I'm not going to be on the ESPN radio anymore. You're not going to see me out doing appearances. Hell, I can't even sign my name anymore. And everybody's going to be speculating, where's McMichael? What's wrong with him? Well, I'm here to tell everybody I've been diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
When did you first realize something was wrong?
For years, I thought my damaged neck, because I've got 3 ruptured discs in my neck that still need surgery. But initially, I thought my right arm started going dead. I thought, well, that's coming from the damaged nerves in my neck. So I went to the Mayo Clinic, you know, the Shining Star Hospital. And the initial meeting with the neurosurgeon there was going to work on my neck. Raised my arm up and dropped it and looked at me. This might be about something else. So they put me through a battery of tests. We think you got ALS. In denial. I went to Rush Hospital. Went through their protocol. Same diagnosis.
You scared still?
I would be if I was a younger man. You know, this they call it Lou Gehrig's disease. It came on to him while he was still playing baseball.
Through this process that you're going through right now, has it made you reflect on all the things, especially on the football field here in Chicago, that you accomplished?
I'm glad in my life I never held back anything. I went at it full bore and did a lot of things in my life. I'm glad I didn't wait to, you know, get geriatric and, you know, start filling out a bucket list. Because I knew even if I was healthy, I wasn't going to enjoy that.
When you look back on what I went through back in '99 with my dad and his situation of coming out and telling people, well,
you know, you were always his rock.
That's what happens when he fell into my arms in that time.
Yeah. That's what he's telling you when he let you announce him to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And you had to be sitting there with him when he came out, didn't you?
Yep.
That's just what's come flowing back to you. Sitting here with me right now. But
I think that's why it's around full circle.
It just helped me. You made you stronger for me, baby, that experience. So thank you, Walter.
You never looked so good. Glad you had good legs. Good man. Cheers. There you go. Interceptions, a dominant defensive force. Julius Peppers. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 class of the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Steve Mongo McMichael, the 1985 Super Bowl winning Chicago Bear.
It's euphoria. Come out of that tunnel before a game, the goosebumps, people screaming for you. Just if everybody could do that, they would know true elation.
Here's the snap to Chris Chandler. Looks downfield, hits from behind, down he goes! Steve McMichael on the set.
We played really hard. We played the game with all he had.
As a player, he's the best. You can always depend on him to do his job and be where he's supposed to be.
The stack there from Steve McMichael, number 76. Steve McMichael, a 6-year man from Texas. Like Coach Mike Ditka says, we take no prisoners.
There's about a 4 or 5 year period in the mid-'80s where I don't think anybody played the inside tackle position on defense better than Steve McMichael did. Steve, one word, tough.
A team of destiny, according to Bud Grant, before this game started.
What was going through your mind when the score started mounting? Yeah, let's party. I was ready to go to Bourbon Street the third quarter, brother.
From the defensive line to the Hall of Fame, Steve Mongo McMichael is finally getting his moment. Thursday night brought together friends and old teammates.
The fact that it's taken this long and he's in the condition that he is, it just makes it all that much better.
McMichael was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS, in 2021, taking away his ability to walk and talk. But he can still communicate, and he did just that with us by blinking once for yes.
Does it feel amazing? That's a big yes.
You know, Steve is also, I think, tried to be a spokesperson for ALS. It's a terrible disease. So I give him a lot of credit for that as well. But I think more than anything else, you know, the whole Bear community should be very proud.
Since his diagnosis, his wife Misty has been his voice. She's representing her husband in Vegas.
I feel elated. I feel vindicated. I feel just very, very happy for him because this is his life's dream.
McMichael has been nominated every year since he was eligible more than 20 years ago.
It's amazing. We've waited a very long time. And I'm just really, really happy that, you know, that he gets to go to Canton.
As the second in franchise history in sacks, Mongo has made history and is doing so again now in 2024.
What do you think he would say?
I can't repeat it.
Coach, you guys coming in after curfew?
Yeah, he said it to Steve one time, and he saved it for me, too. You wanted to say to all those fans that I love them.
I want them to realize this about the Chicago Bears and the McCaskies that own them. They didn't have to stand, you know, I filed for the benefits and stuff from the NFL that they're a part of, but they have stepped up. There's a wheelchair in there just paid for me. They stepped up. What can we do for you, Steve? I want the Bear fans to be proud of that, of who they are and what they're doing. I mean, that's who you want them to be, right? That's who they are.
What can Bears fans do for you?
What Bear fans can do for me? Pray, and help me raise some money to dish out to all these families with ALS victims in it, that when those guys go, that family's bankrupt, man. I don't want that for nobody, including me.
What's the greatest thing right now? Is to sit here and that voice sing.
And the mind too. You know, would I trade this ALS diagnosis in for a brain damage diagnosis, and I don't even know who I am anymore? Better off than that, right? You know what's best in the human condition, my son? Compassion. Not warrior, not competitor, not alpha, the compassion in the human being. And that, you know, what's going on in the world today, you kind of lose faith in that, don't you? But everybody that comes into my presence, now that I'm in this condition, that's the first thing I see on their face. Man, and it reinvigorates your belief in humanity.
There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why, oh why can't my dream come true? Oh why? There must be peace and understanding sometime. Strong winds of promise that will blow away all the doubt and fear. If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining. Oh, everyone, tell me why. Oh, why? Oh, why won't that sun appear? We're lost in a cloud with too much rain. We're trapped in a world that's troubled with pain. But as long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul and fly. Deep in my heart, there's a trembling question. Still I am sure that the answer is gonna come somehow.